Hello everybody, my name is 128 Bytes. Welcome to the YouTube channel. For those of you who are new, I'm a Linux YouTuber and I've been doing Arch Linux for about over a year now, which is kind of crazy to think about. But I'm here today to just make a video on my journey with ChadWM, which is a window manager that I really have enjoyed, and installing it on Arch Linux. And honestly, guys, I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty complicated for those of you who might be new to Arch Linux. Like, I'd recommend a new user who is switching from, like, let's say Windows to Arch Linux to use KDE, or probably not GNOME, because if you're coming from Windows, going straight to GNOME might be like going from Windows to Mac. But yeah, I recommend KDE for new people who are switching to Linux. But for people like me who are a little bit more advanced and have been using Linux for a long time now, I thought I'd try something new and a little bit more challenging to install. So I went ahead and went with ChadWM, and I'm gonna be honest, guys, I'm not disappointed. This is a very simple window manager. It's not anything crazy like Hyperland, where, by the way, I saw a tweet the other day that said that Hyperland is starting to charge monthly subscription for a pro version of Hyperland, and that is ridiculous. That's why I'm never using Hyperland. You should not have to pay a monthly subscription to use a desktop environment or a window manager. That is just insane. Anyways, with that rant out of the way, let me go ahead and show you guys what I've got going here. So I've got PC Man File Manager for my file manager, and I have a dark theme set up for it, as well as video thumbnailers, so that's good. I also have a simple terminal, which is basically patched using Sidux. I'm using Sidux simple terminal. The same person who made ChadWM, their simple terminal has a lot of patches like scrolling and copying and pasting and other things that are really helpful whenever you're using a terminal. I'm still using NVChad, so if you guys remember, I don't know if I showed it off in the last video or not, but I am using NVChad still. And I have my files right there. If I click Control N, I could basically create a new file in that folder, which I'm not gonna do. But I want to show you guys, I added a new plugin to my NeoVim called Typer, and if I just run this, it brings up a little prompt and it allows me to practice my typing. So if I just hit I and start typing, I could hopefully get a good speed here this time. Boundary, frame, velocity, stream, sunset, flower, habitual, gather, important, row, drill, deer. And if you hit enter, it'll tell you your words per minute, which mine is really slow. I need to work on my typing. But 64 words per minute, not bad. And you could just hit escape to quit out of that and quit. And that's just something I thought that might come in handy for whenever I need to practice my typing speed and hopefully get it up a little bit, because my typing is not that fast. But other thing that's really cool I added was this thing called Draw, which is basically a little paint within the terminal. So I could choose a color here, for instance, and it has mouse support, but let's just choose like a red. You know, I feel like that's kind of the theme of my desktop. So you could come over here and hit like your F2 key, F1 key, and you can paint in the terminal, which is really cool. Not very many applications that are like this. I think it's very cool that you could do this, and you could even animate your paintings with frames. So you could, like, for instance, clone this frame and then add like a little, I don't know, like another thing in here like that. And then, you know, once you're done, you could come over here to the menu and save it, and, you know, just like save it as a file. I'm not gonna save it, I'm just gonna quit out of this, but still really cool. Very cool program. And it also comes with another program called Fetch, which basically is like fast fetch, or neo fetch, but it's animated, and it has little animations that play in your terminal. And this is really cool. So yeah, I've got here a little system information, animation, really cool stuff. And you can make your own versions of Fetch. I was supposed to escape there, I think. Yeah, still pretty cool. I mean, really, there's not much that I changed. Actually, there's a lot that I changed since I last made a video. When I last made a video, I felt like I was still a noob, to be honest, after using it for a year. But I mean, I had like my bash RC set to like have I think Elliot from Mr. Robot render every time I launched up a terminal, which was super funny. So, but I don't have that anymore. I should probably add something to my ZSH RC though, like a little thing to pop up every time I do launch a terminal that says like, I don't know, welcome to the terminal, or I don't know, something cool. Welcome to the Matrix. I'll come up with something, I'm sure. But that's my terminal. Oh, I just launched up. Let me close out of this. And I also have a Brave browser, which most of you guys probably remember. I think I was using either some sort of Chromium fork or Firefox. I don't remember in my last video, but this time I'm using Brave browser. I've heard a lot of good stuff from it, and a lot of people have been recommending it online. And personally, I really do enjoy it. And also the creator of it seems pretty based, in my opinion. If you just don't mind the crypto stuff, which honestly, I just kind of disabled that in the browser anyways. Or right click and click remove crypto wallet and all that. But if you don't mind any of that, it's pretty based. And I don't know how you guys lean politically, but I feel like the creator of Brave browser is pretty based. Also, Molvad VPN, obviously, because we need to have a VPN for whenever I'm torrenting stuff online through Qubit torrent, stuff like that. Prism launcher. So obviously this is for Minecraft. I just like to have different instances of Minecraft. Oh, okay, that's gonna get me demonetized. You guys didn't see that, but I have different versions of Minecraft available here, which is very cool. And I could just like launch them up and modify them, add more mods, whatever. Also, I have Spotify, OBS Studio, and I also have a task manager, which I think is really nice. Don't mind the light mode, by the way. I don't think there's a dark mode for this task manager, but I could see like all my system information, like what my system resources is looking like, memory usage, CPU, SSD, all this stuff here. My wired connection. I think I just leaked my IP information. I'm gonna have to probably block that out. But I have all my apps here. I could exit out of an app, for instance, or close out of applications here. Makes it super easy. Yeah, just basic stuff. Basic task manager, very helpful for whenever an app, like let's say freezes or something and I need to close it. I'm using Thunderbird with encryption, PGP encryption for my email. And I really do like it. It's very nice. It's very clean. I'm not going to launch it up because I don't want to leak anything. Blender, which I'm planning on using for some 3D modeling stuff. I already showed you guys Simple Terminal. Audacity, obviously. Ardor, which is like basically a DAW, I'm pretty sure, for Linux. For those of you that don't know what a DAW is, it's just a digital audio workstation. Basically used for music production and stuff. I'm using GIMP as my image editor, and I also have HTOP for reviewing processes as well if I don't want to use the GUI task manager and I want to use it in the command line. Inkscape if I ever want to edit like vectors or anything like that. And that's about everything I could think of. Oh, one more thing actually. Let me launch up a browser window here. Exit out of some of this stuff. Let me relaunch a browser. So I also have a emoji picker, which I set up. using Rofi, and I think it's called Rofemoji. I'm pretty sure Rofemoji, I think is how you say it. And it uses Rofi and your emojis, and you could search for an emoji here. Like I'll look up, for instance, penguin, and I have it set up so it automatically copies it to the clipboard, and I could just paste it in right there. And yeah, it works just fine. I could search with emojis or use emojis in, you know, text boxes. Very nice, very clean. And I'm trying to think if I'm missing anything. So there's obviously different workspaces you could have. So like, for instance, like let's say I want a, you know, file manager in this workspace and a terminal in this workspace. Well, you could switch between them very easily right here. And that also, these workspaces are for all 3 of my monitors too. So I have like 15 different workspaces I could have open at a time, which is actually insane for multitasking. So very helpful, very nice. And then obviously I have the little bar up here which shows my CPU usage, memory usage, Wi-Fi, whether I'm connected or disconnected, time and military time, you know, 24-hour. And also it shows OBS Studio recording and all the notification system tray stuff up here. And I'm using Dunst, I think, as my notification daemon. And I think if I'm not mistaken, that's my notification daemon. So yeah, this has been a pretty long video. I think I'm already going on like 12 minutes, but and the wallpaper, if you guys want my wallpaper, which I'm sure a lot of you guys probably will, I'll link it in the description for you guys to download, because I always get comments about my wallpaper. And also I'm not using a live wallpaper anymore. I feel like it takes up too many system resources. Even though I have a really beefy computer, I could definitely handle it. I just don't want a live wallpaper. And this looks honestly really clean. So yeah, I've been yapping here for about 12 minutes now, so I'm gonna probably end the video. If you guys did enjoy, feel free to leave a like, subscribe, comment, everything like that. Really helps out the channel a lot. And if you disliked it, well, dislike it obviously, but let me know in the comments what I could do better. And I'm gonna do a lot more videos into the future on Linux, so yeah, stay tuned guys. All right, goodbye everyone.